The student loan crisis is starting to look more and more like the housing collapse from 10 years ago.
College debt is now more than $1.4 trillion, and more than 11% of borrowers are defaulting on their loans. But tens of thousands of them may get a break. Here's our consumer investigator, Danielle Serino.
Carla Davis was a young and starry-eyed 17-year-old when she borrowed nearly $50,000 to pay for her childhood education degree at Kent State University.
I assumed I would graduate college, get a good job, make a good salary, make payments, and that would eventually pay them off.
She paid all right, at one point more than $700 a month on a $30,000 teacher salary in Cleveland. And the people billing her wouldn't take a dime less. So when she couldn't afford to pay, they garnished 20% of her wages. There's just one small problem. The company which claims Carla and tens of thousands of other students owes them money doesn't have the paperwork to prove it.
Over and over again, we're finding cases where NCSLT's paperwork is screwed up over and over again. We've had them in 5 different counties in Ohio.
National Collegiate Student Loan Trust is one of the nation's largest lenders with about $12 billion in loans. At least $5 billion worth are now being challenged, with dozens of lawsuits being thrown out. In one case, they sued a student over a college she never even attended.
They rely on the fact that people don't understand the paperwork that they're getting.
It's partly because of the convoluted world of student loans. You see, students like Carla borrow money from the bank. The bank sells those loans to a financial company like NCL, which distributes it among multiple trusts it owns. Those trusts then sell the loans to investors like stocks. Meantime, a separate company is hired to handle all the billing. So with the debt changing hands so many times, the borrower has no idea whom they owe. Add in sloppy bookkeeping, and it's just like the robo-signing mess during the mortgage crisis.
So she's being sued essentially by a stranger. And if you have the chance to put them to their proof in court, then they very rarely can come up with the proof they need to get a judgment.
NCL is blaming their billing company for this mess. In fact, it's suing them over their record keeping. It's why students are now fighting back, and NCL keeps losing cases.
And at the end of the day, a young woman like Carla, who wants to be a preschool teacher in Cleveland, God bless her, is left holding the bag. At
one point, Carla faced lawsuits by 6 separate companies. So far, attorneys have been able to get 4 dismissed. In the meantime, that $50,000 loan she took out has ballooned to more than $80,000 with interest, and she's living at home in fear.
Since I'm being sued, I feel like I can't own a car, I can't own a house because they can take it.
We called a whole bunch of people associated with National Collegiate Loans, as well as their counsel. No one returned my calls. The company that does the servicing for NCL says it has nothing to do with the collection efforts that are under scrutiny. I have their full statement on their website at wkyc.com.